Welcome to Under the Hood, your fortnightly insight and recap into accounting's leading topics and practical insights. Brought to you by Accountants Daily.
Hello and welcome back to the Under the Hood podcast, brought to you by Accountants Daily. Another episode this week, and probably one of my favourite episodes to date. Today I am sitting in the webcast studio, not the podcast studio, with some beers, with a screen and two fantastic beer celebrities. Do I need to say more? No. So joining me today on Under the Hood is the directors of Cats Accountants, Garth and Dan Osborne, aka the two drunk accountants. Guys, cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
We've got beers. Welcome to the podcast. A quick sip.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Isn't that good? So we are recording this on a Friday. So we've got the Friday vibes.
Yep.
I've got the guys here for a little bit of a collab moment.
Yeah,
it's been, I saw these guys at Xerocon. I saw how cool they were. They had business cards. I didn't, and I thought,
Thank you to Heather.
Well, thanks to Heather Smith for those.
Shout out to Heather Smith. I will need to get Heather Smith to maybe make me some cool cards.
She's good at that stuff.
Yeah, so I saw them and I thought, okay, these are my guys. We need to have a collab. They're obviously the podcast celebrities. We all know these guys. So we've got them here to talk about, AI, small businesses. Might even touch on a little bit of tax reform because they know what's going on.
And just life in general, eh?
Yeah.
Just life in general.
Let's pop the lid. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get under the hood, shall we?
Yes. Love it.
So we were just talking before this started that I don't have a cool intro like you guys do. So take it away. Do your intro for us.
Drunk accountant, drunk accountant, drunk accountant. Wait, good.
Hey.
There we go.
Woo! What should the Under the Hood one be? Here we go.
A version of that?
Yeah, a version of that. Maybe just like, I like just a short phrase like, under the hood.
Ding!
There you go.
Yes.
You can use that now every week. Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. That's it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That's it. And so obviously you guys are the business sensei and the podcountants.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I'm a
Our
little...
email signatures.
Yes. Oh, look, guys, I've been stalking you. I know what's up. And so I was thinking, I'm still a bit jealous. I just want to be one of you. And obviously I'm not an accountant, and everyone listening knows that. I'm just the journalist here to interview the accountants and talk about accounting. What more would you want to talk about?
I know.
And
do it
so
every week.
I was thinking, what would I be? Would I be a pod-ounting journalist? What would I be? Or just want to be?
No, I like that.
A journalist?
Yeah, a jantant. Yeah.
I think we're going to work on this, though. We've got to add the podcast in there as well.
Yeah, a podnalist.
A podnalist.
A
No, but I feel like we've got to
yeah.
have the accountant part in there too.
Yeah.
There's not many of us out there.
Let me work. Let me
Yeah.
think on this.
Yeah.
So we can definitely come up with
We'll
something.
come
there.
back. We'll come back.
I think mixing 3 in is a little bit harder
It
than
is
2.
hard. It's
Yeah.
ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so, guys, you obviously have your own podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
What's
the
going
two drunk
on?
accountants. Yeah. We record it every week. Basically, we just like to talk shit. That's pretty much our mantra.
That's how it started.
That's how it
Yeah,
started.
that's how it started.
But yeah, bring the banter and entertainment to sometimes a dry topic. I suppose you might experience that at times. Accounting is interesting and wacky and cool, but maybe there's not a lot of banter, not enough banter in it. So
Yeah. I think when we started the podcast, most podcasts at the time were either just really boring, put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Here's a dry tax topic for 50 minutes. Get ready. Or it was, here's how you turn your business into $1 billion empire.
Yes.
And that's not realistic for most people.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to fill that gap and say, we can be fun and entertaining, we think. And also, you might just want a lifestyle business. And let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to delete every episode I have about, building up $1 billion business. Or a tax topic, they're in the bin.
Yeah.
They're deleted.
Just throw them out. They're pointless.
They're great.
Just this episode.
Yeah.
Rerun.
Yeah.
Rerun.
That's all you need is us.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, we can come back every week. If you're going to put the beers on.
We've got beers. We've got chairs. We've got a TV screen that says Under the Hood.
What more do you need?
What more do you need? We have Paddy, our AV
We've got
guy.
Paddy. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's here and he's listening in. But guys, so obviously you have your business.
Yep.
Tell me about it. How's it been this year? How's it been always? What's going on?
Yeah, look, bit of a journey recently. So
Definitely.
we've both worked in the same accounting firm, which was started by my parents 25 years ago.
Nepo babies.
Yeah. And
Nepo baby.
I'm the Nepo baby. Mum
Nepo
and Daddy.
baby.
Yeah.
Disciple.
Yeah. Other guy.
Daddy, I want the corner office.
Yeah.
So it went something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I'm turning 35 this year. I've been doing accounting for 17 years now, which I've just realized this week, like maybe slightly depressing, also slightly cool. I don't know. I'm not sure where to sit with
I'm
that.
not far behind you. 15 years
Yeah.
as an accountant.
Yeah.
And
It's like, but working in the same business, Dan?
it's
With the
unheard
same-
of.
Like with each other?
it's unheard of.
And
It's
did you
pretty
know each
crazy.
other beforehand, or did you see each other? It was like love at first sight.
Well, yes, it was love at first sight.
well,
but
maybe
it was,
for Dan.
It was a
but
couple years earlier. So we
slow burn for me.
we're both from the Central Coast, and we actually went to year 11 and 12 together. Like our separate high schools combined in year 11 and 12.
That's a dream.
That's how we do it on the coast.
Yeah, it's how we do it on the coast. And
It's an interesting place. the
Yeah.
coast.
And so that's how we met. We had similar friend groups, but it really wasn't until a couple of years later. I was at uni, UNSW, studying accounting and film and a bunch of other things, and I was at the pub with Tim.
all great things happen.
All
at a pub.
great things happen at the pub.
Obviously, all good ideas.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Tim said, "What are you doing these days?" I said, "Studying accounting and film and other things." And he said, "Oh, I'm working at my parents' accounting firm." And little did I know that he'd been working sort of an admin role and
I
was
was
trying to
making
replace
coffees,
himself.
answering phones. I was scanning
Yeah.
one page at a time. This is before we got
This is
UB
accounting.
scanner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Tim was trying to replace himself so he could become an accountant. And and he was like, "Oh, we might be looking for someone. Do you want to come work with us?" Because I was working in a bar nights in between uni.
Yeah.
And I said, "Sure, like let's do it." And next thing I know, I was making coffees and scanning papers.
And did you become an accountant, or
I
were you
did.
just
Yeah, I stepped up, junior accountant.
Yeah.
Were you filthy? Were you like, what the hell's wrong with this
To be
guy?
honest, I was just stoked to not be in a pub at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
just dealing beers to people. But
Ever since then, I like to say I taught Dan everything he knows
Yeah.
about making coffees and answering phone calls.
Yeah. I like to think Tim may have paved the way, but I improved it. I'm an improver. Yeah.
You came in and Tim's parents were like, oh,
Yeah.
he's the better
here,
one.
Here we go.
Oh,
yeah.
here we go, guys. Here we go.
Exactly.
Were you there or something?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But then, fast forward a decade and we bought the business from Tim's
Yeah.
parents and started the podcast around the same time. And
And we really did choose a great moment to buy the business off Dad, which was January of 2020. So, this little known thing of coronavirus was just starting
was
to happen
that?
in China.
Yeah.
We're like, that's not going to make it over here.
nah, we don't need to worry about that.
We
Yeah.
straight away we hired 3 people, 2 juniors and a senior. And then we worked from home for the next 6 months. It was awesome.
And every client we had was panicked their business was closing. And half of them did close for a while. And
It was nuts.
it was a crazy period, to be
It
honest.
would have been.
Yeah.
Because
What were
we'd
your
gone-
thoughts?
We'd gone from 10 years of relative peace and things were normal, a normal churn in business. And all of a sudden, our entire business was up in the air. We didn't, for a brief period, we didn't know what was going to happen. Were our clients going to fold under? Were we going to have to fold under? But really, it just meant many late nights and a lot of work for us to ensure that didn't happen to us and our clients. And it was a stressful 2 years.
I think it's interesting though, like looking back,
Yeah.
looking back is sometimes the best way to learn about what could happen in the future. And so in our time, in the last 20 years, we've had cloud accounting come in. We've had COVID happen.
We started working during the GFC.
Yep, GFC, yes.
What a time.
Yeah, GFC, baby bonuses.
Yep.
So we've gone through a couple of interesting things.
Yeah.
But actually, our fears at the time were this is going to reduce the amount of input that accountants may have, or this may reduce compliance work. This may reduce our business. And really, it's done the opposite every single time. So I
been
think
busier.
with AI and technology, and we might talk about that a little bit today, maybe there's some similar sort of lessons out of that. But I guess it's the way you attack it too.
Yeah.
Because those things can ruin you if you're not ready to grow and adapt and innovate. And
Yeah,
go with it,
absolutely.
I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's just take that right now because obviously you have seen a lot of change.
Mm.
And I am myself, like I always say, I'm not an accountant, but I've been in this space for almost 2 years now. And the amount of change I've just seen you guys all go through within 2 years is crazy.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of a look at what that has looked like. Have you just had that coming towards you in the pipeline and gone, yep, cool, pick it up, make it work? Or is it a little bit more of a freak out moment?
It depends.
It's a series of freak out moments.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's a series of minor freakouts. Yeah.
What is the cloud?
Yeah. I think the best thing that happens because we run this business together, our freakouts have never really aligned.
Yeah.
So it's usually like I'm freaking out, Tim's fine, or Tim's freaking out and I'm fine.
Do you guys have that little meetings
we
where you look at each
alternate.
other and go, it's okay? Yeah, no, it's not okay. It's really not okay.
Yeah. Usually it's one of us like, we've got to do some planning. Things are going to be a big problem. And then the other one's like, really? I think it'll probably be fine.
Sends a
What
message
are
in the
you worried
morning.
about?
We
Yeah.
are effed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We haven't gone that far yet,
No.
but we've definitely been thinking that at times.
Well,
yeah.
I do think, and you've probably hit the nail on the head earlier, Tim, is that because we have been through so much change and so many different things over time, it's sort of created two things. One is we're constantly looking for how to adapt, how to evolve, how to be better. We've always been looking for continuous improvement in our business. It's kind of been our philosophy since the first day. We've made mistakes. We've gone in wrong directions at times, but we've always come back to, where we want to be. And then the other side of it is a little bit of fear. It's like, oh no, again. And especially we're in a slightly different phase of our lives. Tim's got a young family. The energy to attack some of those things might not always be there day to day.
Absolutely.
As it may have been 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And so it is funny how it evolves over time. But I do think adapting to change and looking forward and planning is just part of who we are as people and who we are in our business.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just been challenging. And it's like a weird challenge for accountants because I was thinking about this. The work comes to us every year. We've got like a predetermined amount of work that we know we have to get through. It's like this, particularly if you're in a public practice doing a lot of compliance, we've got this many tax returns to lodge, these many BAS lodgements to do, and we got to do them all on time. There's changing regulations. The ATO is measuring our lodgement percentages, and our clients want to get the best results. So it's actually like a unique challenge, particularly when you throw in environmental factors like COVID, and then me like having kids, and then like
how dare he?
What
that wasn't in the plan. Wasn't in the 10-year
That
plan.
wasn't in the business plan.
Yeah.
He's just left you.
Yeah,
high and
no,
dry.
I'm upset about it.
So much for this
ropeable, to be
bromance,
honest.
Tim.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
There's still space in here for you, Dan.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Condescending.
it's
Cheers.
Yeah.
cheers to that. Once a month.
We can catch up
for a coffee.
This is it. Yeah.
This is their catch
Yeah.
up. They're going to start crying now.
But
But
go
yeah,
on.
like I suppose, this has always left us a little bit feeling like we're on the back foot. Like we're just trying to cope and do the best we can. Labor shortages, software changes, technology, we're trying to keep ahead of it. So in some ways, what's happening right now with technology and AI is scary because of that, because we are also just under the pump. Like the amount of workload we have is massive. You speak to any accountant and they'll be like, yeah, we got so much work. We don't need new clients.
Yeah.
But I think that's changing. I think that's going to change a lot in the next few years.
I do think that's part of exactly what you're saying. It's part of the frustration at the moment. It's because we can see that there is this big thing coming, AI. Will it have as big of impact as we think? Who knows?
Yeah.
When it first came out, the headlines were like, accounting is going away, basically.
You've lost your job.
Yeah, you've lost your job.
Yeah, and I think everyone was like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you were talking about an article that said maybe instead of your accounting degree, go do a physio degree.
Yeah, this was on the ABC last week.
I hate people's. I don't want to touch people's bodies. What do you mean?
Exactly, and that's the joke we sort of made.
They're not related at all.
Yeah,
I don't want to poke some sweaty guy's thigh.
exactly. Yeah,
I want to be in with the spreadsheet.
yeah, exactly.
Get me in with the numbers.
Yeah,
that's right.
But
you count it inside of you.
yeah,
A pod outing analyst.
exactly.
That's growing on me.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that sense of fear about what this change is happening, but we're also so buried in the work right now that you almost don't have time to think about it, and you kind of been pulled in these two directions. One is I'm so busy I don't have time to think about it. And 2 is the thing I'm so busy with and dedicating all my time to may not exist in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, it could literally be a low value task.
Yeah. So it's
in
like
3 years.
I'm putting all my time and energy into this thing that I was told that if I learn and study and get my business going and get all these clients and keep them happy and do the things, I will become successful.
Yeah.
But it might not be around, but I don't have time to think about that because I'm so focused on doing it that I can't do anything about it.
Not to mention we're still paying dad off for buying
Yeah,
the firm
exactly.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
It just makes you think sometimes, like, dude, like what were we?
Yeah,
Did
why
we
did-
make the right choice?
Yeah.
But I think that's the pessimistic view. And I think we've evolved from that. That's one of the freak out moments that you have and you worry about it.
Well, you have your days, don't you?
Yeah.
Like some days you
100%.
wake up and you go, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't catch a break. This
Yeah.
sucks.
Definitely. Yeah.
Why did I do this?
Yeah.
And then you have
Exactly.
your days where you go, no, it's all right. We'll do it.
Yeah. Then the Yochi
Yeah,
mantra
yeah,
kicks
yeah.
in and you're like,
I was
"No,
telling them
I can
about
do this."
Yochi, if anyone knows what that is.
Yeah. we did not.
Still wrapping my head around it.
But yeah, so we've sort of evolved from that point of view now to really been thinking about what is our plan. And, you know, I'm a classic accountant. I'm going to think about something for a long time. Tim is more of a trigger puller.
Yeah.
And I
okay.
think that has helped
Let's
us a little
buy
bit.
it.
Yeah. I think,
Dad, we're buying this
Yeah, yeah.
business.
More like the gut feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that helps because Tim can gut check my deep thoughts and vice versa sometimes as well.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of come to a point now where we think, yeah, it is going to evolve. It is going to change. You know, running off a bit of a hypothesis that, you know, if you're doing a compliance annual tax job, you know, a third of it's sort of admin or 20% of it's admin, half of it's data verification, like checking if what's entered is correct. And then the other half is the actual tax accounting, making choices, making decisions.
Judgments, decisions, catching errors, quality reviewing.
So in a lot of, if you're thinking about automation and AI, well, really AI can do the admin and the data verification. It can't really do the choices at the end. And so I think worst case scenario, a job might only take us third as long and prices might come down because competition will increase. Clients will see less value in those things that are automated. And that, over time, that might happen. So what do we do about that? Well, we leverage our time with the tools now and we start investing in other ways to help our clients that are similar to what we already do. You know, it's more complex tax advisory. It's, you know, full back-end accounting for your clients, not just end-of-year tax and compliance. It's CFO work. It's
CFO work,
all these other things that I think we should be doing anyway. And worst case scenario is nothing changes. We have the same amount of work as we do now in 10 years. Well, we've also added all these other services and we've just grown our business. So why not focus on that anyway?
Yeah, it may just make what we do easier.
Yeah.
But we still charge the same. Who knows?
Yeah.
That would be
At
the
a best
dream.
case, that would be the dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
we
think
could actually get it done.
I think it's one of those things too, is like everyone keeps saying to me, you know, we've got this massive change coming.
Yeah.
But I feel like this change is already here and you guys are just almost expecting more to come, which there definitely will be more to come.
Yeah.
But I feel like the hard part's almost done. You know, that initial shock.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
you're getting through it and you know that you can do and you can just take things on, learn what's going on, make things easier, and then just improve what you're doing.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
Also, believe it or not, most mornings when I wake up, my first thought isn't, I love tax and I want to jump out of bed and
Really,
fill out a
that's
tax
mine.
form for someone.
That's mine. I can't wait to go to work and talk about tax.
But most people just love talking to people and helping people and you know, all those other great things that accountants do.
Yeah.
It's not worrying about someone's GST issues that they've got. I mean, that's part of it. But
I worry about that.
yeah, I mean, I worry about it a lot, but it's not what I want to worry about.
Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just scary because for so long we've become comfortable that the work's coming to us. We don't have to chase it.
Yeah.
So it's going to change a bit.
Yeah.
We might need to start tendering for work. We might need to actually start actively marketing different services.
I hate every word you're saying.
Creating different services.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, but AI can help us do all of this.
Yeah.
Technology can help us do all of this. And right now it just seems unfeasible because we're just so busy reviewing junior, intermediate, senior tax and financial returns, BASs, and dealing with client questions. We're like, oh, this happened in my accounting software.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I fix this simple issue?
Just ask Jax.
Yeah, exactly.
We will get into that, guys. Don't you worry. But if we were to be sitting here in 10 years' time,
Yeah.
and COVID would have been 16 years ago.
Wow.
What? Crazy. And
You're
it
gonna
will
have a
come. It will
teenager
come
in 10
quickly.
years.
Yeah, you will. And I'm not going to say how old I will be because I don't want to divulge how old I am now. Obviously, I'm very wise. I'm very old. I know all things.
You did tell me how old you were at Xerocon. You might not remember that. Maybe it was after a drink or two.
No one knows. No one knows.
It shocked me.
But if we were
82.
going to be sitting here in 10 years' time, what would you have achieved, or where would you want to be?
Great question.
Great question. Also, we spent 2 hours yesterday talking about this
our
very
10-year
topic.
vision.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tell us, guys.
Yeah.
You want to dive in?
Well, I think it's a lot of what we've already touched on. I think in 10 years' time, our business will look the same, but very different. The same in that it's an accounting firm that helps small businesses.
They would have hired a podcounting journalist.
Yeah.
Who is
The Two Drunk
Ageless.
Accountants is now worldwide.
Age unknown. Role unknown.
Yeah.
Very keen on tax.
Yeah. And I think, but just the types of services we're doing might look different, and the way we're going about it might look different. You know, we might not be sitting there with our head buried in a spreadsheet all day. Instead, there might be AI processing a lot of those things for us, and us helping our clients interpret those things, and just other services like going for tenders, grants, R&D, all those other things that not every firm does right now. We might do everything.
So here's an example for you. My wife is an environmental consultant. She did environmental science at uni.
Yeah.
Works at a very large engineering practice. She has spent the last 3 years of her life financial modeling for this engineering firm. She's not an accountant. She lives in a spreadsheet. I have to fix all her mistakes. She's like, how do I sum these rows? How do I fix this? How do I do this in Excel? And I'm like, this has to be an accountant doing this. And it's for councils. It's for like huge infrastructure projects. It's for building like energy from waste facilities or, interesting things like that. So there is so much out there that accountants can help with. We just need to get out of what we're stuck doing now. So that's my vision, I suppose, for 10 years' time. It's like, I may not know what I'm going to be doing next month. There's hopefully like an element of fixed recurring work, like CFO related things. So like meeting with my clients who need to look at their numbers and plan and forecast.
Tax lodgements needed.
There will definitely
just
still be
might look
tax lodgements needed.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can like have the exact same team we have now, but get more work done.
You can't quit.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
At your team.
No,
can't
you guys
quit.
are stuck.
You guys are stuck
You're
there.
in.
You signed your life away.
Yeah.
It's cats for life.
We do have one team member who's been with us 20 years, longer than us.
Longer than we've been there. But I do think the accounting firm might also be someone that bigger businesses look to outsource their accounting to. So right now there's in-house accountants for a lot of big businesses. They're the jobs that I'd be more worried about if I was an accountant, because I think they might consolidate into a firm can do 5, 10 of those things rather than one person at each place.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So if we can become that for other people, well, we can be efficient. We can have the expertise. We can do all these things around it, including tax obligations, not just the internal accounting.
Yeah.
Then that's also services we could expand into.
Yeah.
So I think really the options are endless. You just need to be creative and think about it. And AI really is more of a leverage tool to allow you to do it. Which is where we're landing on.
It is where we're landing on. We sort of hypothesize that 30% of what we're doing now will be work we're doing in 10 years.
Yeah.
So we need to grow that element.
We need to grow 70%.
At worst, the 70% might disappear.
Yeah.
At best, it could still be the same.
Yep.
It could take us less time to do it, potentially. So that's kind of what we're working on and trying to expand our horizons. But the hard part is we're still stuck. We're still stuck. So that's always the challenge for us. And I imagine a lot of accountants out there.
And then obviously the podcast will be so big it doesn't matter anyway. We'll just sell the firm.
And it will have 3 hosts.
Yeah.
That's right.
The podcounting.
Yeah. Exactly. We're expanding by a third. Yeah.
And so obviously watch out in-house accountants, because these guys are coming for your job.
We're coming for you.
It's not AI, it's these guys.
Yeah,
so watch out.
Yeah.
Also, actually, guys, you two are accountants and you obviously love tax, love GST, don't we all?
Yeah.
The perception of the industry tanking. What are your thoughts on that? What's your take?
Honestly, I don't think it's tanking.
Yeah?
No, like honestly, I think most accountants are busier than ever.
Yeah, which is good.
I would say probably it's becoming a bit of a cash cow. accounting firms.
Yeah.
So
we're in that life cycle point where the efficiencies haven't caught up enough that it disappears. But it's efficient enough that you can earn a decent profit. As we're talking about, will it grow? The current work you're doing, maybe not.
Yeah.
Not sure.
But you can grow into other services.
Yeah.
But were you sort of saying from the perspective of new entrants, like new
new
people coming
entrants
into the industry
coming
to
in.
work
Like some people
Yeah.
are really positive about it and saying, you know, like obviously this
Yeah.
isn't going anywhere because it's so integral and so crucial,
Mm.
and it is. I'm of that. I don't think it's going anywhere. Or
Yeah.
you know, people will get into it, but there is obviously a massive view out there and a massive call out for uni students. You know, people are looking for young accountants and they're just not getting the numbers they need.
If I was a
That's a
young
fair point.
person with all, like we were just talking about that ABC article just a second ago.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a young person looking at a degree, I might worry about going into accounting.
Yeah.
It's probably not, the way it's being taught might not reflect the realities of what it's going to be. And maybe we need to approach it more as entrepreneurial business studies, more so than know your debits and credits.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Like I've got some very successful friends who are like mortgage brokers or they're in property.
That's what everyone wants to be in.
Yeah. And like, this is what I mean. And I suppose like people coming out of school probably look at that. They're like, should I go into property?
They look at the Porsches
Yeah.
Exactly.
and the Instagram reel and they
The
think,
amount
hell
of money
yeah.
in that is, it's huge.
Crazy.
It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
But like there's pros and cons. I think like there's a lot of security in accounting. And I, like you
Love
said
that.
before, I think it's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the changes we're about to embark upon, and that has been happening for the last 10 years anyway with cloud accounting, is taking this industry from being data entry and boring, stuffy work, which we both did when we first started accounting.
Yep.
We sat there entering manual data.
Sure did.
And hopefully moving it to a place of advice and to help and to ideas and innovation, which you could help clients with, or you could even just do yourself because our skills are so fundamental and broad, and we see so many different types of businesses that we actually have a unique advantage. So it just depends how you think about it.
And there's also, the accountant in the past has been the trusted advisor, right? There's certain qualifications and standards we need to uphold to keep those qualifications. If a lot of the work we do is perceived now as low value at some point because AI does chunks of it, then I would worry that there might be a lot of people who don't have the same degree of education or experience that we have giving business advice using tools like AI and trying to compete, I guess. So maybe there is more of a space though for that expert to differentiate themselves from the rest of the noise, because it is so easy to give that advice that might be wrong. And like other software is going to be giving advice. Like who's going to be responsible for tax lodgements if you can ask Jax and it does it for you?
Yes.
A Xero signing off on that? Probably not. So what's the difference between you just hitting lodge on whatever you've entered now versus an accountant preparing and doing it properly? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the place we're moving to is a more exciting place for young people to come into the industry. And,
I would
and
say
work.
so.
Yeah,
I mean, I want to be in there. I want to be part of the club, guys.
You can be part of the club.
It is nice.
Is it
though,
too late
because-
for me though?
No.
I know your age.
And I'm suddenly hired at Cat's Accountants. Look in with me.
Yeah.
No, too funny. And so obviously, you know, just ask Jax.
Yes.
An interesting one that obviously I am at this conference and I don't want to be the little skulking journalist in the corner, but I'm hearing some whispers, I'm hearing some good things, some bad things. And obviously we were at Coachella a couple of weeks ago. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was my first Coachella. And obviously Coachella, I mean Xerocon. I was blown away. I was pretty much like one of those kids, like, you know, in those like animated movies and the kids suddenly like high on sugar, like bouncing off the walls. That was me.
It's crazy, hey?
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. And so obviously I was there for the technical side and to report. And I found it hard to report because I was obviously in a crowd of people who, one, really love Xero, Xero for life, Xero is the best, bleed Xero. All hail Sukhinder kind of vibe. She's awesome though, looked amazing. She's so lovely, so awesome. And then there was other people too being like, oh, you know, I'm a MyOb user, or I'm just here for the vibes.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was awesome. Like, such a cool space.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really get a grasp on the news things. I think I was really caught up in just the vibes of it, which is also
Yes.
the whole point of it, right?
It is. It's about the vibe.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
But if I was to ask you about, you know, what's going on there and all the developments, give a breakdown for us. How do you feel? What's going to work? What's not going to work?
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, from my perspective, for a Xerocon, the most announcements I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I started going to Xerocons in 2019. And, you know, since then, there's been a lot of like focus on community, mental health, and the vibe, which is all essential.
That's what I like.
It's all great. I love that part.
I'm
of
here
it
for the
too.
vibes.
You walk away, you're super motivated. You're like, yes, we can do this. But yeah, at some point, Xero did need to start announcing product enhancements. And
yes. They
and
threaded
finally
it
they
in
have.
there.
And it's just like all of a sudden, it was like, oh,
Whoa.
here's 15 things.
It
Bang,
was a
let's
little
go.
overwhelming because there were
Yeah.
like 10 of those 15 were things we'd wanted for 5 years.
Yeah.
And so like we'd
Right.
been going to those
Yeah.
events every year thinking, now's the time they're going to auto reconcile. Finally, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like instead of just clicking Xero, I mean, okay, it'll just do it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the announcements. And we're like, finally,
Yeah.
that's
Can
great.
do it.
Yeah.
Or like paying bills straight out of Xero.
Again,
I mean,
something we'd wanted for years.
Awesome.
They tried to do that with
Yeah.
NAB many years ago.
Yeah.
It failed
Yeah.
horribly because they were trying to charge people to do it. But now, apparently that's rolling out in the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And we went over and we're like speaking to the Xero staff, like, so is this just with any bank? They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, any bank.
Why wouldn't
Yeah.
it be? Yeah.
Of course it
It
is.
Right.
seemed like
Duh.
it was such a big issue.
Yeah.
Am I
2 years
being
ago.
gaslit right now?
Yeah. Just 3 years ago, we were told that was impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course it can.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Get with it, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah, so I've been like excited to tell clients about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some of those things we've been wanting them forever.
And
Yeah.
and then there was the announcements of the AI and
And
Jax.
then
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
we were
the elephant in the room.
confused.
Yeah.
and then I was like blinking, going,
Yeah.
"Are we all okay?
Yeah.
What's happening?"
And-
And obviously everyone was like, "Yeah, we're fine." I'm like, "No."
We'll be right.
There's
Yeah.
She'll be right.
There was
Yeah.
a
Should be
period where when I was watching it and I was thinking, here it is. Here's the thing we've all been waiting.
That
That's
was-
going to happen.
That was when they said, Jax, should I buy a van for $30,000?
And we were all like, "Is that not advice?"
Exactly. Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, we love Xero. We
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
However-
we're Xero lovers.
Yeah. However,
Yes.
it's definitely advice.
Yeah.
And the big disclaimer on the one says this is not advice. Well, if your app is telling someone you can buy that van,
Yeah.
that is advice.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Um,
even me as a accounting,
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
whoa.
And
Yeah.
you know, I don't blame Xero for that either. I think every software is adding these features in.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
just ask ChatGPT the same
Has to
question.
be, yes.
Um,
Because that's all it essentially is, right?
Yeah.
It's just a
ChatGPT
question.
in the Xero browser.
Yeah, and you're just
So-
asking a question.
yeah.
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 So I don't think it's bad. What my only real worry about it is because I do think there is a difference between the advice that we would give on that same subject versus what Jax would give on that same subject. Because it only knows the context and the data that
Obviously,
it knows.
just ask Jack.
Yeah.
You guys don't
You just
know
ask
those guys.
Jax.
What?
I mean, I'd ask Jax and then tell the client, obviously.
This was all me from my
yeah.
brain.
But there's a difference between what it can tell because of context and because of data and because of the history we have with those clients and what we know about them and the
Well-
relationship we've got.
Like for a start, my first question to that,
Yeah.
if a client asked me, should I buy a van for $30,000? I'm like, why?
Yeah, why?
Vans aren't
Why?
cool anymore.
I know you.
Yeah,
I know you.
You wouldn't look good in a
You've
van,
got-
Sally.
yeah,
You've got cars.
yeah.
You don't
You're
need
an
the van.
accountant. Yeah, why do you need a van?
They don't need someone else giving
Yeah.
you permission to
Who
spend
are you
their money.
kidnapping in the van?
Yeah, yeah. But also, you know,
Exactly.
yeah.
What's the extra
Yeah.
dark tinted windows
Yeah,
for?
do I need a van and rope and duct tape? Yeah.
It has to be white,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I'm always asking why.
Yeah.
But like, legitimately, Jax didn't ask why.
No, it just
It dives straight into,
numbers.
yeah, sure, you can afford that. And
What
here's
colour?
your options for the loan.
What colour? You can have a silver
Yeah,
van.
yeah, yeah.
You can have a red
In
van.
fact, yeah, I'll connect you to Toyota and they'll sign you up.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, exactly.
Seriously, though, that is a concern.
But what else? Like, let's say we do a business plan with the client, and a big part of what we love in our business and what we love in our clients' businesses is we try and map your personal goals and your lifestyle to what your business can provide for you. Because more often than not, people go into business and all of a sudden they're like more stressed, less money, no time,
Yeah.
and it's not the lifestyle they imagine. So that's our purpose is that. So if you've got a business plan and as part of that business plan, their goal is to save up X amount of profit to buy something to the future, get X amount of drawings or dividends because they want to buy an investment property for themselves, or they want to buy a holiday, or just work less. Well, guess what? Congratulations, you're making a profit. If you then ask Jax or any AI, can I buy that van? Jax would say, yep, you can afford it. Well, now you can't afford that other goal you had because it's not in
Jax is missing the context.
It's missing the context. I mean, you
Come
can
on,
give it the
Jax.
context. Yeah.
What the hell, bro?
Yeah.
But I do.
Why is it just us Jax?
Yeah.
Just us Zero?
Exactly.
Is this literally what we're saying now?
This was the other debate we had. Is it just us Zero? Or do you just ask Zero it, Jax it?
Jackson?
Jax it. No, but
Jax off
Jax
is the other one we
the
had.
technology officer was like, just ask Jax.
Yeah.
And I was like,
thought.
yeah, she was saying that, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah. Just
I
ask
was sitting
Jax.
there
Jax.
going,
Ask
and my
Jax.
brain was doing that number thing, like, and I was like,
And
Oh,
then
that's a bit of a loop.
there's a lot going on here.
the other funny thing that happened while we were there actually is we were going through a demonstration for, I think you might have been there with us.
I was.
The
I
media.
had my hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I had my hand on my chin. I was rubbing it.
Yeah.
I had a very contemplative frown on my face. I was looking around as a
You were
journalist
right at
going,
the front too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
You had a microphone.
oh yeah, I
and a
was. I was
grill.
like, I'm here for this.
And I think they were demonstrating Jax, and they did the van example, and they're all
And
kind
I
of
looked around at everyone,
Yeah.
get everyone's reactions.
clapping each other on the back and all those things, shaking hands.
Yeah.
And then we asked the question, what's the next step? Can a business owner say, Jax, can you prepare and lodge my BAS?
Yeah.
And they laughed really high pitched and avoided the topic.
yeah.
Yeah. And accountants are a crucial part of this role, and then they moved on very quickly.
Awkward.
They did. They looked at each other, high pitched laugh.
But that's exactly where
And the
it's going,
slight little
right?
mumble.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
They're like, no.
Yeah.
We recognize you guys are a central part.
Yeah.
And there was a theme of that. I'm
Yeah.
going to say there definitely was a theme of that because a lot of the people who got up on the main stage from Xero and who were talking were like, oh, my brother's an accountant, my sister's an accountant, and
Yeah.
We're
what they do is
co-pilots on the
essential. Yeah. And they're like,
Yeah.
you guys, they were calling us co-founders or co-creators. So yeah, it was interesting how they were trying to really bring us in on that
Gas you
journey.
up.
But
Yeah, which is
Woo!
fair.
But we also buy a
Yeah.
lot from them, so of course they do.
Yeah.
They want that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the moment.
I am a shareholder. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, full disclaimer.
Well, we better love it.
Yeah.
Better work.
But I guess, it was concerning, but also, of course, they're going to do that. Why wouldn't they do that? They should do that.
They
And-
need to for it to stay relevant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it makes sense. But I guess clients aren't going to adopt this as super quick. I don't think. I think probably they might play around with it. Probably the more scary one is what Dan said is Jax, lodge my BAS. I think that's the scary one. Because even I was thinking for our team, we do a bunch of BASs every quarter. If auto reconciliation is on, that changes the way we work now. Because no longer are we seeing the data before it's allocated. We need to go and review the allocations after it's done. And it's like a whole new habit we're going to all have to learn. Because I imagine the fuck ups there's going to be.
Yeah.
Because AI is right, 95% of the time?
Yeah.
So that 5% that it's auto allocating and we don't have the quality controls in place, which let's be honest, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks reviewing stuff. It sucks
Yeah.
reviewing someone else's work. Let alone AI's work, when it's meant to make it easy for us. So if we get lazy, there's going to be some massive mistakes.
I think in the short term, that's the pain we'll feel. In the long term, there'll be some AI solution that reviews it and does it for you. And the BAS might not even exist for an accountant to prepare for their client.
That's what the ATO want anyway.
That's what
right?
the ATO have
So-
suggested is going to
Yeah.
happen anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we're not planning long term for that to be a big part of our business. But in the short term, definitely going to create pain
Yeah.
because there's a new habit, there's a new thing you've got to look at.
Yeah.
It is interesting.
Yeah. So,
There's a lot
that's how
going
we feel.
on.
We're confused.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
sure.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
here.
I'm just going to have a sip of this beer.
Cheers. Well, guys, we could probably keep talking all day
Definitely.
Absolutely.
about all of this stuff. But is there any final thoughts, any final words you want to get out to the Accountants Daily audience
Yeah.
before we wrap up?
Oh, I think it's just have that positive mindset. I think we were saying yesterday, ride the wave.
Yeah,
We
ride
wrote
the
down-
wave and evolve.
We wrote down, if anyone from our team is listening to this,
Yeah,
we
you'll be
didn't
surprised.
consider option one very much, but
No.
it was option one with the change coming is sell. basically, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. No, you're hiring me. You can't sell.
Yeah.
Guys.
That wasn't the first option. It was just the first
just
in the
like,
line.
that is one option.
Sell.
Right?
Put your everyone vote if you want to sell. And
Yeah.
everyone's like looking around to see if anyone puts their hand up.
So if you're in our
Get
team
out.
listening,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about
We didn't
that very
choose that
much.
option.
You passed
Yeah.
the test.
And option 2, Dan wrote this down on the whiteboard, was ride the wave.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where we're going to end up. And the world's changing. Our role is changing. But if we attack it positively and see the good things about this, we can really control our own destiny.
I'm glad that's what you took. I just meant go for a surf. And just relax.
I meant, look,
Don't
we
worry
have a
about it.
meeting
Yeah.
in the boardroom
Yeah.
in 10.
That's it.
In 10.
Yeah.
So,
Too funny.
Yeah, so that would be my thing for accountants out there. So yeah, it could be a bit daunting, but I think for the ones who I've spoken to and they're like, yeah, I can't wait. This is sick. This is going to be awesome. That feels empowering. So I think that's a good message. for accountants, yeah.
Amazing.
What about you,
Well,
Ditto.
no, go ahead. Tell us.
No, I honestly, you'd be surprised to find out I have a similar point of view to Tim. Just that positivity is very powerful right now.
Yeah.
It is very easy to have those freak out moments, and don't ride that wave. That's a bad
Not
wave.
that boardroom.
Yeah.
I think Dan's takeaway was don't go into business with someone who has young kids.
Yeah. Don't.
Don't fall in love with someone who has small kids.
No, do that. Love's good. Kids bad.
Too fun. Actually, I wanted to tell you guys, my boyfriend's mum was driving on the Central Coast, and she said to me the other day, Sunday morning, she says to me in the kitchen, she goes, have you ever heard of people called the Two Drunk Accountants? Because I saw a sign and I was like, oh, don't know. Yeah, we're good buds.
It's surprising
We're good
how
buds.
much traction that sign
It's
gets.
so
It's just
good.
out the front of our office, which is, if you're not from Sydney or the Central Coast,
Yeah.
it's in Wyong. It's like a sleepy town
Yeah.
that is just
But you have to drive that road.
You have to
If
drive
you're
that
going out
road.
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
There's no other way to go that way
Yeah.
than past our sign.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And
It's
says the Two
it's
Drunk
the
Accountants.
best sign, because I didn't say anything about you guys coming on the pod.
Yeah.
And she just like brought it up in the kitchen on Sunday morning. I thought, this is a sign.
Yeah.
This
we-
sign is a sign.
you get the odd person though saying like, oh, do you get anyone coming to you? Like, I probably wouldn't go to the Two Drunk Accountants.
Not our accounting firm.
Yeah.
It's just the awesome podcast. So, of
Yeah.
course, for everyone listening in today, listen in to the Two Drunk Accountants podcast. It's much funnier than mine. But don't worry, because
Yeah. It's been a hoot. Been under the hood.
thank you so much for coming under the hood with
thanks
us
for
and
having us.
sharing all the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Thank
been
you.
awesome.
Thanks for having us.
To everyone listening in, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Under the Hood with the Two Drunk Accountants. Until next time, bye for now.
The information featured in this podcast is general in nature and does not take into consideration your financial situation or individual needs and should not be relied upon. Before making any investment, insurance, tax, property, or financial planning decision, you should consult a licensed professional who can advise whether your decision is appropriate for you. Guests appearing on this podcast may have a commercial relationship with the companies mentioned.